president of the Spadina and Fort York Federal Riding Association. Thank you for coming to our very first volunteer boot camp. And we're all here because we've got a great interest in helping in the next federal election, elect our friend Adam Vaughan, be the next MP and the first MP for Spadina and Fort York. So this boot camp is organized all by volunteers. Many of them were people in the Riding Association. And let me just let you know, we do have some Riding Association people here, and they will be circulating throughout the event so that you can get to know them. So let me just point a few of them out. We've got Sonia, and she is our VP fundraiser. She's the lady that raises money, so you really love her and make sure that you talk to her, and she's got some great ideas. We've got Brandon Sage. We've got our Riding Association, but he is the Toronto. What are you doing,
I feel like I'm on the right.
She's VP organization for
Ontario.
And he is one of the most organized people we know. We've got Chris Weber. He's a director, and we've got Pretty Batt, and she is a director at large. We have Andrew Green. He is a director at large. And we have John Watson, and he helped with the food today, and he is a director at large. Who else do we have here that's on the board? Put your hands up. Oh, Paul McGuire's been on the Riding Association for previous years too. And am I missing anybody? Come on, don't be shy. So, if you want to talk about how you can help out at the Riding Association, talk to any of us, and we'll hook you up and make sure you get involved. We want to thank Donna Harrow, who just walked in the room, and she's the director of this fantastic community center, who does some great work in this area. And I want to thank them for letting us use this community center. If you ever need to volunteer outside politics, this is the place to be. It does some great work in the world. So thanks very much. And because you don't really want to hear me, I would like to introduce Adam Vaughan, who's going to come up and say a few words. And thanks to everybody for coming.
Julian, and I apologize for being late. As I say in City Hall, politics is only like 10 minutes late when the last person we wanted 5 minutes. But I have to thank you for coming out. It's great to see a growing team get bigger, and old faces, new faces, old friends, new friends surround us, and that's fantastic because we have work in front of us. I do want to say thank you to the Alexander Park Community Center and Donna, who's here, and Don, who's organizing lunch and what have you. It's been a tough night in Alexander Park. There was, you may have seen on the news this morning, a shooting and another very difficult afternoon here in the neighborhood. You may encounter some media afterwards as they're starting to put some of the pieces together as to what's happened. But at the heart of it, it's part of why we're here. It's to build stronger communities and more resilient families. Housing is at the heart of that. There's a role for that in the federal government. And one of the reasons we return constantly to Alexander Park is to reinforce the fact that as Liberals, as neighbors, as friends, we don't forget where our roots are, and we are committed to making sure that the future of all of us want for our families and our children begins with building a stronger community right here in Alexander Park. And that's why I'm in federal politics, that's why I'm in politics, and that's why I'm so glad to have so many of you fighting the fight with me to make sure that tomorrow is a better day. In fact, it is today. So thank you. First of all, I want to introduce my staff, Ange Valentini, who's someone who works all over, and Michelle from the Toronto office. But we also have, where's Michelle? There she is, Michelle. We also have Liz, who's here, Liz, and Tristan, my team in Ottawa, who keep me on time and late. It's my fault, not theirs. Sessions in Parliament and making sure I do the committee work, and also have put together an amazing tour, all of the floor that's taken place over the last 8 weeks. You might have seen some of the tweets, 10 mayors in 10 days. It's actually much more than 10 mayors. It's also dozens and dozens of housing activists across Ontario and in Regina, Saskatchewan. We're headed to Montreal next. We are building a national housing program. The policy has been written and it's in the leader's office waiting for announcement. But we have been meeting mayor after mayor after mayor, councillor after councillor after councillor, residents of co-ops, residents of affordable housing, people in the shelter system, as well as Liberals across the country who are looking for leadership on this file. And I can tell you that that program and the urban strategy are written. They're part of the national platform. They will be detailed in the weeks coming ahead, but we are in good shape. The numbers are good. The team of Liberals and ridings right across Southern Ontario in particular that we with lately are magnificent. The fundraising is our best quarter ever as we ended last year. We have a year in front of us, though, that will see us do a couple of really critical things. One is win this election here as part of a larger election across the country that will change the government in Canada and not just deliver a different government, but a better government. A government that is focused on solving problems. None of it happens if we don't make the contribution of time and effort to this party. If we don't make the contribution of time and effort to our community. That's what today is all about. We have been working very hard as a party to get ready for this election. There is technology, there are tactics, there are messages that you're going to hear about today that will help us reach out to our communities, reach out to our neighbors, and enlist everyone's help in transforming this country. The themes of the campaign are very clear. We have got to do better together. We have had about 10 years of divide and conquer. We have a prime minister who refuses to meet with the premiers of the province, let alone with families like the ones we have in this neighborhood today. They're looking for leadership from their country, from their governments to solve problems. We can do better together. And that's what today is all about, is how to do that, how to be more effective at doing that, and how to drive that change Fort York, Spadina, right through the streets of this city, to all the different communities across the country as we start to build a stronger country. We have had some tough times in the last few months, and economic times are looking more and more precarious as we look forward. We had a big announcement yesterday about public safety. I have two things to tell you on that front before we get into the election mode. First is this. This country wasn't this dangerous 10 years ago. Before Stephen Harper comes to power, you could take a knapsack with a maple leaf on it and go tour the world, and that would be your ticket to safe travel. That's changed. Stephen Harper has to be held accountable for that change. That is a fundamental difference to the way this country is seen around the world that he is responsible for. We used to be peacekeepers, now we're war makers. We invented the Blue Beret, and now we're dropping bombs on people instead of building civil society. That has to change. When our foreign affairs minister goes into Israel and goes to the occupied territories of Israel, you show me another government that has eggs pelted at them and then taunts them afterwards. That's not the way Canadians behave at home. It's not the way Canadians should behave abroad. It's certainly not the way Canadian government should act. The dangers we face around public safety, which are significant and need to be responded to in a mature and in a precise way, are precisely as difficult and dangerous as they are because of bad behavior, poor policy, and a government which has really done damage to Canada's reputation abroad. The positioning is that we're not ready to change that. Of course we're going to change that. We have a leader who will change that, but we have got a responsibility not to say, now is the time to stop talking about public safety. Now it's time to talk about it in a different way that brings Canadians together and restores reputation globally. Change is needed on that file. The person who brought us into harm's way is not the person who's going to deliver us to safety. We need to change the government. Liberals have always been that government. That's why Mike Pearson won the Nobel Peace Prize. We have to get back to that kind of tradition in this country. The other opportunity here in the next few days is that we need a steady hand on the tiller when it comes to the economy. Well, who's been steering the boat that brought us to the shore full of rocks instead of the safe harbor? Stephen Harper. You can't claim when oil prices are good that you're an economic genius and everything that's happening is your responsibility and to your credit. If you're also going to take responsibility when things go bad, Canadians are being laid off by thousands. You can't simply walk away and say, well, it's world oil prices. It's nothing to do with us. Building a strong economy that works for Canadians and gets, more importantly, Canadians working is the job of the Prime Minister. And when the economic ship of state goes missing, it's not the Franklin expedition you should be looking for, it's the compass on this economy we should be keeping an eye on. He has steered us into these rocks. He is not the man to get us off the rocks, and he's certainly not the person who's sailing the boat looking for a safe harbor again. That's our party, that's our government. The Liberal Party is the one that balanced the budget. They've never done that. The Liberal Party is the one, when the last budget was presented, at $2.7 billion for affordable housing, the Kelowna Accord, a national daycare program, it goes on and on and on. We have got to get back into power because Canadians are looking for leadership on the economy as well. These are the issues that some say challenge our ability to win the next election. I would tell you that these are the exact issues that are why we must win the next election. That program starts here in Savannah, Fort York, and I am thrilled that so many people are out here today. Let's get to work and let's win this election.